guys, I know you're all... Go ahead.
It was Dave Westchester. I can beat Virginia Wicks.
So that's what this tweet is about, everyone who looks at our Twitter and just sees it today.
I would like to lead you guys from the world of Bigfoot Erotica into the sad world of hairy hominid hoaxes. That's right.
Oh.
I think in order to know Bigfoot when we see them, we need to know what is not Bigfoot when we see it. You know?
Fair enough.
We study the hoaxes that we might know the Messiah when he arrives.
I agree with that statement.
So I'm calling this segment Hairy Hominid Hoedown. Wait, Hairy Hominid Hoax Hoedown. Nice.
Yes, saved it.
Saved it. I could have just called it Triple H, but
you could have done Hoax Down, but
Hairy Hominid Hoax Down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hairy Hominid Hoax Down. We are going to start thumbing through some of the worst, most brazen, most ridiculous Bigfoot hoaxes, or even just hairy hominid hoaxes of all time. And we're going to start with Piltdown Man. Do you guys know about Piltdown Man?
I do, actually. It's a fascinating tale of British hubris.
Fascinating tale of British hubris, lies, and betrayal. Probably.
Unless I got the tale wrong, and I'm thinking of another one.
No, you're right.
No, you're
Okay.
You're 100% correct.
This is from the Wikipedia. The Piltdown Man was a this is a big word. The Piltdown Man was a paleoanthropological fraud in which bone fragments were presented as the fossilized remains of a previously unknown early human. Although there were doubts about its authenticity virtually from the beginning, the remains were still broadly accepted for many years, and the falsity of the hoax was only definitively demonstrated in 1953. An extensive scientific review in 2016 established that the amateur archaeologist Charles Dawson was its likely perpetrator. In 1912, Charles Dawson claimed that he had discovered the missing link between ape and man.
Which was the big thing, man. You could I wish we lived in a time to where you didn't have peer reviews. You could just go to a journal and be like, I found the missing link and here's his skull.
There it is. I found it. I saw it last week.
May I please live in that time?
May I please be a knight? I would like to be a knight. And they say, well, all right. Anyway, Piltdown Man.
Rhyme.
Sure. So Dawson, in February 1912, Dawson contacted Arthur Smith Woodward, or probably Woodard, keeper of geology at the Natural History Museum.
Nice.
Yes, I'm calling with a question. Are bones rocks?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. Follow-up question. Do apes have bones?
No, they have rocks.
You've walked into my trap. I give to you, Piltdown Man. Keeper of geology at the Natural History Museum, stating he had found a section of a human-like skull in Pleistocene gravel beds near Piltdown, East Sussex. That's right in his backyard, right in England.
Just happened to be right backyard.
Just happened to be right in the backyard. Just happened to be proof of, England being the origin of the species. Just happened to be, kind of prove that white people were also there from the beginning, which they weren't. And it was definitely influenced by the
colonial pebbles.
Yeah, it was definitely influenced by the fella's politics. That summer, Dawson and Smith Woodward purportedly discovered more bones and artifacts at the site, which they connected to the same individual.
Look, I have his foot now. Look at how white his foot is.
Look, my God, even his bones were white as snow.
Can we just keep doing Roger's English accent?
Sure, I don't know if I can do it.
Wait, I don't know what it is. Hello, I'm British.
Sure, that was just kind of happy. That was more like I just burst out of a clothes hamper accent. Ha ha! Okay. Anyway.
So But now I'm picturing the Piltdown Man, if he was real, jumping out of a basket.
Sure.
With
You'll never get
accents.
me! And running off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arms in the air. Sure. Yeah, he keeps finding it. More
Through a
skull
wall.
fragments, a set of teeth, primitive tools. Smith and Woodward reconstruct the skull fragments. They go so far as to build, to full on like Lego together, this fake thing that they made.
They built it. I can only assume they built it, then smashed
Yeah.
it, and then, like you said, Legoed it back together.
Yeah. And they say it's a human ancestor from 500,000 years ago. The discovery was announced at a Geological Society meeting and was given the Latin name Eonthropus dawsoni, Dawson's Dawn Man. The questionable significance of the assemblage remains
Why did they
the
name
subject.
it for Richard Dawson?
You know, why would they do that?
It was pretty
How'd
cool
they-
back then. Before,
how did they even
before
know?
the change?
The assemblage, the questionable significance of the assemblage. I like that they're calling it the assemblage. I'm going to start calling people assemblages. Remained the subject
they are.
of considerable controversy until it was conclusively exposed in 1953 as a forgery. It was found to have consisted of the altered mandible and some teeth of an orangutan, deliberately combined with the cranium of a fully developed, though small-brained, modern human.
Dude, hell yeah. Just finding some random shit from around the
listen.
house and making it work. This is the perfect
Using-
example of lemons into lemonade. Just like,
Using-
I need money.
This is
I
a-
don't, what, okay. What do I
Everyday,
have?
using everyday ordinary orangutan bones and small-brained human skulls.
But like, it might
You
be
could assemble-
the aftermath of a failed weird science.
Okay, they tried to
Weird
weird science
science.
a hot lady.
Yeah, they put it all together. They made it, and then
Mhm.
it died immediately.
Sure, they accidentally they accidentally got a weird orangutan man, and they were like, wait, we can kill it and bury it and say it was never us that did it.
Well, they had to
Mhm.
kill it and bury it, and then
Yeah.
pretend it was something else, because otherwise it's a crime.
Whoa, Jesus, listen to this.
I'm
German
scared.
these are accounts, original account, observations. German zoologist George Steller. Oh, sorry, I'm on to a different one. I thought I was on the same page. Okay, we'll get to that one. That is Steller's sea ape, by the way. So stay tuned for that. So that's Piltdown Man. Next, we're going to talk about Deloy's ape. Have you ever heard of Deloy's ape?
9.
So this is, you might have actually seen this. This is a pretty famous picture of what appears to be an ape-like creature. It looks more like a monkey, maybe a spider monkey. I just dropped the link in the Zoom room if you guys want to check that out. What up, patrons? What up? It looks kind of like a howler monkey that has had its basically a stick put under its chin and its lips kind of curled out. But it looks weird. It doesn't look it's also got its dong fully hanging out, just saying.
Yeah.
You've probably seen this before. But this is again from the Wikipedia. I'm just Wikipediaing this shit. Welcome to Jordan Reed's Wikipedia. Louis Francois Fernand Hector Deloy was his whole name. Yep, nailed it.
Thank you.
1892 to 1935, was a Swiss oil geologist. These fucking geologists, man.
What's their deal? They think they're so good.
Just finding monkeys everywhere. Was a Swiss oil geologist. He is remembered today for the claim that he discovered a previously unknown primate, Deloy's ape, during a 1920 oil survey expedition in Venezuela. The identity of the animal he photographed has long been established with considerable confidence to be a spider monkey, and the identification as a new species is generally regarded as a hoax. That being said, here's his story. This is in 1917, 1920. Deloy and his men are searching for oil near the river Tara on the Venezuela-Colombia border. Wonderful place. Then. Probably now. It might be nice. Is Colombia still dangerous? Do they still want
No, Columbia's
No.
not fucking dangerous. None of the places that people say are dangerous are actually dangerous if you're okay with being around other human beings and
Sure,
not being a
okay.
prick.
All right, fair enough. Hey,
Listen, I
Listen.
believe in a country that lets me just run around and speak English all aggressively at them.
Look, I'm not that guy. I know that Colombia had a bit of a coke problem. I'm
I mean, they
wondering
still
if they
do,
got
and
past
yes,
it.
it is an issue.
Colombia
but-
had a Coke solution. America had the problem.
Fair.
Still does.
Roger, edit all of that out. I can't get canceled again. Here we go.
Oh yeah, I forgot that your career is based solely on Colombian TV projects. my bad.
My lawyer says I can't be canceled in Colombia again. Not this year. I'm running for president. Okay. One day while Deloy and his crew were resting near the Tara River, Tara, deep in the jungle. Take that out too. Two monkeys suddenly stepped out of the woods, screaming and shaking branches. They were holding onto bushes, walked upright, then broke off several branches, waving them like weapons. When the monkeys threw their own excrement at the terrified Deloy and his exhausted companions, they grabbed their guns and fired at the more aggressive-looking male, but killed the female. So yeah, at least, I mean, you could have thrown your shit back, but I guess that's how that escalated. The male stepped aside, though wounded, and disappeared into the forest. Since Deloy and his people had never seen such large monkeys, he wanted to preserve the carcass. When finally Deloy returned home with the only remaining evidence, a picture which he had placed into probably, I mean, did they eat it? What happened? Okay.
Well, what happened here?
A picture placed into his travel notebook. He basically forgot about his encounter with the unknown monkeys. Years later, his friend, French anthropologist Georges Montandon,
I was really hoping that his name was going to be French anthropologist.
French anthropologist. Next up on America's Got Talent. Flipped the pages. Flipped the pages of Deloy's notebook and discovered the photo. Although Professor Montandon was familiar with most of the monkeys discovered to that date. My name is Georges Montandon, monkey expert. I know all the monkeys. Point to a monkey. I will name him. Okay.
Is Andre? Is there a leak?
He was familiar with most of the monkeys, so my man is rocking some pretty top-end monkey knowledge. He had never seen one like that pictured in Deloy's picture. Montandon speculated that the large monkey on the picture was a very human-like creature. It had no tail. Its size, according to Deloy, was 4 feet 5 inches. That's almost as tall as Jeff Bezos.
Oh, another coincidence? We think not. We are on to you, Jeff.
It says here, it had 32 teeth. I don't know how that came up. It had all the features like the anthropoids in the old world have, and therefore must be an anthropoid ape. Not just any ape, but an American ape, a missing link. He asked Deloy for more details, calculated some measurements by estimating and comparing the size of the box with the body on the picture, and in 1929 convinced Deloy to tell the story to the Illustrated London News. Montandon went so far as to create a new genus, Amerianthropodis, for the reception of the new animal, giving it the specific name Loisy in honor of its discoverer. Of course it wasn't.
Loisy.
What?
Come on. It's ridiculous.
It is. It's pretty bad. But hey, listen. I mean, if I discovered an ape, it would be called like Dalsy.
Okay, I mean, fair enough.
Dalsy's good.
Dalsy's ape. Yeah, that's not bad.
I would do the exact same thing. I'm not gonna lie.
Norquist's ape. That sounds scary, actually.
The Norquist ape.
Yeah.
Ape
And
Norquist. Like if I became the ape.
Sure. This is going down a strange avenue of science that I don't support.
Yeah, you know, like if I was to, you know, have this ape just on my hands already, and we got a teleporter, and we put both me and the ape together, it would be Ape Roger and Ape Norquist. And
you think you'd be able to? You think you'd be able to control the ape?
I think I would become half ape, and he would become half Roger.
Oh, interesting. We've got two extant beings. Scary.
Yeah, we both beg for death, but one of us is the top half.
One of you has a credit card.
Yeah, one of us has the credit card.
You're right. Exactly. Yeah, that's the one.
When you said when you said ape on your hands, I was picturing you as a person with two ape puppet types.
Sure.
No,
on your
I mean,
hands.
yeah, that's fun too. But no, I just have this ape in the back that a zoo is missing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you which one has a wanted poster of me.
I thought it was going to be a wanted poster of the ape.
Well,
Missing. Presumed mutant.
that's do not confront if seen. Presumed
Yeah.
mutant. Smarter than all of humanity.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's amazing that they don't already do that. Like, why? These mutants are running free.
Speaking of mutants running free, I got a couple more for you guys.
Yes.
We got the Minnesota Iceman. Do you guys know the Minnesota Iceman?
I literally don't. I'm
Bobby
gonna ask
Drake?
a lot of
Probably
questions on this
do.
one.
Again, this is a very popular picture in kind of like mysteries of the unknown books and like Time Life Presents. Here's a little Wikipedia link for a Zoom room. Minnesota Iceman is a sideshow exhibit. You might have seen the picture anyway. Sorry, I missed that part. Where it's a guy frozen in ice and he looks like a caveman was like hit by like an ice beam, and they carted him around America and showed him off as the missing link. The Minnesota Iceman is a sideshow exhibit and an elaborate hoax that depicts a fake man-like creature frozen in a block of ice. It was displayed in shopping malls, state fairs, and carnivals in the United States and Canada in the 1960s and early 1970s, and promoted as the missing link between man and Neanderthals. It was sold on eBay in 2013 and put on display in Austin, Texas.
That's why I have an eBay notification. Missing link artifacts.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Description. It has been described as a male, if you know what I mean, human-like, 6 foot tall, hairy, with large hands and feet, if you know what I mean, very dark brown hair and 3 to 4 inches long and a flattened nose. One of its arms appears to be broken and one of its eyes appeared to have been knocked out of its socket, allegedly by a bullet that was said to have entered the creature's head from behind. Scientists determined it was likely a hoax due to Neanderthals going extinct thousands of years ago. Can't slip anything past those scientists. And that's pretty much the long and short of the Minnesota Iceman. There's records of the guy having the creature commissioned by a special effects company in California. And it's primarily made out of latex. And yeah, there's probably some monkey parts in there. With all of your better gaffs, there's some monkey parts in there.
Look, we've clearly established that you put monkey parts into pretty much every hoax that you want to pull off.
Sure.
If you are trying, and we're not trying to give tips for hoaxing, but if you want to, you're gonna need a lot of monkey parts.
Just
bones,
throw some
flesh, hair.
Honestly, it'll feel like you're done with your hoax. Sprinkle some monkey parts around.
It's not gonna hurt.
I actually am trying to give tips on hoaxing, and I'm gonna say that what Jordan revealed earlier, you do need an ice beam.
Ice beam, freeze them in place. That's all you need.
However you get an ice beam, I don't care where it comes from. If you have to send it up to a satellite to shoot down onto your hoax,
they need to make it harder to get ice beams in this country. Okay, the last hairy hominid hoax. This is Steller's sea ape. This is maybe my favorite one, and I'm going to keep this brief, but this thing, boy, this is weird. So Steller's sea ape is a purported marine mammal observed by German zoologist Georg Steller. George, we'll call him George. On August 10th, 1741, around the Shumagon Islands in Alaska. The animal was described as being about 5 feet or 1.5 meters long, with a dog-like head, long drooping whiskers, an elongated but robust body, thick fur coat, and no limbs but 2 tail fins, much like a shark. He described the creature as being playful and inquisitive, much like a monkey. After observing it for 2 hours, he attempted to shoot it and collect the creature, but missed, and the creature swam away. A similar creature was seen in June 1965 by sailor Miles Smeaton and company off Atka Island, Alaska. There have been 4 attempts to scientifically classify the creature described as Simia marina, Siren cynocephala, Trichechus hydropathecus, and Manitus simia. Stellar most likely misidentified a northern fur seal.
No. And here's why.
Well, I can tell here is why. Here's the observation. German zoologist George Steller aboard the ship St. Peter on Vitus Bering's Great Northern Expedition, 1733 to 1743. What an expedition it was. Described several new species during the voyage. At around sunset on August 10th, 1741, near Shumagon Islands, Alaska, Steller reported a strange and unidentifiable creature floating near the ship. The creature purportedly stared at the ship for 2 hours, according to Steller, seemingly out of admiration.
She's just like, for the first 10 minutes, she's like, look at that thing just staring at us.
Out of admiration, apparently. But do you see that? It's looking at us like it's saying, gosh, that's a nice ship.
Thank you, beast. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. Great boat. And got so close to the ship that it could have been poked by a pole. However, if you know what I mean. However,
yes.
He said that whenever the crew attempted to approach the creature, it would swim farther out. He said it raised a third of its body out of the water, maintaining a human-like posture for several minutes. After a half hour, the creature dove under the water and swam underneath the ship to the other side, and did this repeatedly about 30 times. Steller stated that a large seaweed stalk, about 3 to 4 fathoms, which is about 18 to 24 feet long.
Yeah, that seems really long.
Floated by. The creature quickly swam towards it and grabbed it with its mouth. The creature then swam closer to the ship and purportedly did juggling tricks with it like a trained monkey, though eating pieces of it now and again. Steller's description of it as a sea monkey probably stemmed from such behavior rather than actual resemblance to a monkey.
All right. Well, to me, this sounds like, and I don't know if you guys have a similar problem with, because we're all very, very, very rich, and we like to
wealthy.
We like to make young ragamuffin children do tricks.
Yes.
Like you can throw them a whole bunch of kelp or whatever, and make them juggle. And they get to bite off whatever they can naturally put in their mouths.
Sure.
While maintaining the same number of balls.
Yes.
Like a weird street magician.
Do you think this might have been a ragamuffin child that had fallen in the water and desperately needed help?
Needed help? No.
Desired it, craved it, as they so often do.
Yeah, but it, wanted help, sure.
Sure. Needed help. He could have swam out of there. So that's hairy hominid hoax down. Those are some of the big ones that you guys should be looking out for. If anybody tells you they got a line on some hot Piltdown man evidence, you bring this up. You show them this episode. You send them my way. I'll give them a poke in the nose by gum.
You play this episode. You say, listen, first it's gonna be Bigfoot Erotica. Then it's gonna be the segment I want you to hear.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be erotica again because you go back.
Exactly. Wait, you're going back?
No, I'm not.
Oh, thank God. That does it for my segment, y'all.
All right. Well, sorry, I was looking at the time.
Yeah, you got a quick little one for us? Then we'll wrap it up.
we can make it quick. This is from the Cadillac News.
Cadillac of News.
Yep.
A reliable source if you've ever heard of one.
Cadillac News, the high life of news.
This is an article called "It Was Watching You Guys."
The champagne of beers of news.
It's not the height that freaks you out. It's the mass. For people that believe they've seen Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, the sighting, however benign, can become a source of fear. Don Piers, a Uber-based investigator with the Bigfoot Field Research Organization, which we have been talking about. He's looked into several reports of Bigfoot sightings, as well as participating in Bigfoot expeditions.
As well as participating in numerous Bigfoot orgies.
Oh
Bigfoot
yeah, baby.
gangings, I think they call them.
If there's anything Bigfoot is, it's fucking horny.
Mm-hmm.
One story is stuck with him. It was the first time somebody broke down sobbing on the phone with him. Quote, I don't think I can ever hunt again. I can't even bring myself to go out and look, Pierre recalled of the conversation with the hunter.
Wow.
All he did was stumble upon one that was laying on the ground, basically sleeping. The creature jumped up and ran away. You're talking 800 to 1,000 pounds for an adult male.
I mean,
No.
that is scary. Like, I get it, but also, like, you can't go out in the woods. I think that would make me go out in the woods more if I was like, holy shit, Bigfoot is real. This is my life now.
This is my life. Nothing else matters. Jobs don't matter. There's a creature that is undiscovered, and I will find it.
Yeah, I mean, once you find it, jobs don't matter. You'll be raking in that sweet, sweet Piltdown Man cash.
Yeah, well, and like you're a hunter.
Yeah.
This is what you do.
Yeah, sack up, dog.
In
You're a
Michigan,
hunter.
for Christ's sake.
You're a hunter. You found something. Hunt complete.
Kim Fleming, a former Bigfoot investigator, I don't know how you get fired from that job, but
Listen, it takes its toll.
who says she's had several sightings, agrees that people get spooked by the size of what they're seeing. It happened to her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
She was investigating a Bigfoot report near Kalkaska, I assume is how you pronounce it,
Sure.
when something crossed behind her car. It was absolutely huge. It took up 2/3 of my rear view mirror. So we have a new way to colossicize
Sure.
the Bigfoot. Two-thirds of mirror.
Colossal.
Said Fleming, formerly of Traverse City. I don't know why they include that.
Make sure you put in there that I'm from Traverse City so my Traverse City homies see it.
Yeah, shout out, boys.
Fleming, a former college. Jesus Christ, I can't speak.
Oh God, he's falling off his chair.
I did, and I'm not even on it. Fleming, a former college biology major and science teacher, is confident when she says the sandy-colored animal was not a cougar or a deer. She'd researched cougars out of her own interest at the time when the Department of Natural Resources was saying there weren't cougars in Michigan. Turns out there are.
I have seen pictures of cougars. That was not a cougar.
Well, it's also very funny to me that apparently at some point Michigan was like, we don't have cougars.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was a thing people knew about.
Every state has cougars.
Every state?
Yeah,
Well, okay.
most American
top
continental
ones.
American states have a mountain lion of sorts.
Interesting. Of sorts?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
some of them apparently are Bigfoot.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant like
Yeah,
You know,
I mean, that is ultimately
Michigan
going to be the
has
big
mountain
takeaway from
lions,
this.
Florida has hover lions, etc.
Some states have ocelots, house cats
Ooh.
that kill.
Interesting. I like that one.
Yeah, I'm going to say do not keep an ocelot.
They're
Sure.
a house cat that kills.
Does it? Yeah, but does it happen an ocelot?
Yeah.
I'm glad you took it instead of me.
I think I'm dying.
You are. You have that ocelot behind you.
Oh, thank God. Oh, it's over.
I'm ultimately this thing is just there are cougar in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
There are Bigfoot in Kalkaska County.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a fear of ridicule that she comes to
Mm-hmm.
because people don't want to believe her.
Hey, look, don't lick.
No, lick.
Look, this is, I think this is one of the main takeaways from this episode is, guys, if you've seen Bigfoot, come forward. You know, we've all seen Bigfoot.
He's in our hearts.
But yeah, like that. When I dream,
He's in
yeah,
our butts.
we won't make fun of you. We will, but we won't make fun of your like
Belief.
belief or your experience.
That's happened. What also happened? You got a silly name, and that just can't be avoided.
It's true. It's out there now.
So I believe that's the episode.
That does it for this week's episode of Werewolf Radar. I hope you guys had fun celebrating the works of Bigfoot, all of his videos, his albums, his art,
Literature.
1999 acid-fueled Halloween-themed folk album.
Yeah, all this shit that after he became the artist instead of Bigfoot.
Called Murder
It's
on the
fine.
Spookland Express. Check out everything Bigfoot's done. He's dropping new videos every week. Support your local Bigfoot. Tell your family about Bigfoot. Bring Bigfoot to Thanksgiving this year.
Yep.
In some small way. That's all we ask of you.
Via Zoom, ideally.
We can't celebrate Bigfoot this year. Celebrate Thanksgiving this year like Bigfoot would do it. Distant, but keeping each other in one another's hearts. You know, he has to stay distant to protect us. He has to stay in the woods protecting us, just like you have to stay distant to protect Nana.
Yeah, I mean, Bigfoot has been patient zero for every single thing that has been bad that happened.
If you think COVID is bad, wait till you learn about what Bigfoot culture is going through.
Yeah, wait till Bigfid.
Yeah, Bigvid is a website for sure that is all the Bigfoot porn we just talked about acted out.
I do want to really quickly throw something out that is a legit plug for my friend Lissa's jewelry thing.
Plug it up.
Bone Hugs and Jewelry, which you can find at bonehugsandjewelry.bigcartel.com, or just Google it. And I think a lot of the people that listen to this thing would probably be into this. It's bone jewelry.
Yeah, check it out. Lissa does incredible art. I've seen it. It's great.
Yeah, if you want a skull from a mouse or some shit that was found dead, it is all cruelty free.
Yeah, don't start asking where they come from. Just don't start asking. No,
yours
it is
not to ask. Yours is to buy and wear.
It is dope, and we're entering the holiday season. Maybe you want to buy something for somebody and make it a nice scully Christmas.
Something spooky for that spooky someone in your yard.
A spooky
and there's
Christmas.
And there's a bunch of other shit in there too. So yeah, Bone Hugs and Jewelry.
Check out Bone Hugs and Jewelry. Also check out Werewolf Radar. Patreon, we do a Grave Nugget, which is an extra little episode for you guys every week. We send you merch if you want to throw us a couple of bucks. We don't have a Grave Nugget this week because I blew it. I've had like 3 days of blowing it, so I think we're going to get out of here before I up and blow it again. But check us out on Twitter. Tell your friends. Please rate the pod on iTunes. And we love you. Until next time, as always, punch the sky!
Spaceman Joe!